Hello viewers, it is your favorite spoiler from the recap room. For more updates, stay tuned and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you. In Space, No One, the conclusion of Alien Earth Episode 5, the saboteur on board the Maginot, a Weyland-Yutani research spacecraft, is revealed to be responsible for the catastrophic collision into Pordigy City on Earth. Episode 5 of Alien Earth is a prequel to the events of the first episode. It combines detective mystery with science fiction, delving deeply into how Morrow discovered a conspiracy that resulted in the deaths of the entire Maginot crew. The fifth episode of Alien Earth, which is named after the original 1979 film's tagline, "In Space, No One Can Hear You Scream," also discloses that Morrow was a father before becoming a cyborg. Tragically, Morrow discovered in the 8th year of the Maginot's journey that his daughter had died at the age of 19 in a home fire. This crucial backstory information clarifies why Morrow has sacrificed everything to fulfill his goal of getting the specimens back to Yutani. Despite Morrow's initial suspicion that Rahim and the robot Ting were saboteurs on board the Maginot, Petrovich, the chief engineer, turns out to be the real conspirator. The fire and explosion he put off freed 2 xenomorphs, even though he had no intention of releasing the alien specimens because he would be prey like the rest of the crew. However, the other aliens who managed to escape did so by employing their own cunning and clever survival techniques. Petrovich set fire to the engine controls of the Maginot and then blew a hole in it. According to Adam Ince, these failures have stripped the Maginot of any navigational control, transforming it from a spacecraft to a missile and eventually an arrow aimed at Earth. Boy Cavalier promised him a huge payout if the Maginot landed inside his territory, and Morrow learns that this is precisely what Petrovich had planned when he staged the crash landing. Boy Cavalier had ignored Petrovich's complaints about the crew, the mission, and the red tape while he was employed by Weyland-Yutani. The money he would make by foiling the Maginot's mission and bringing it onto Prodigy's territory served as his primary motivator. Additionally, Petrovich desired a new body after presumably learning about Prodigy's hybrid invention, which gave rise to Wendy and the other lost boys. Morrow murders Petrovich in the end of Alien Earth Episode 5, proving that his treachery was ultimately in vain. "You can't stop it," he said in closing. For Morrow, who is still learning the entire scenario, the words, "they want their monsters," are ambiguous but obviously allude to Yutani, Boy Cavalier, and the Maginot. The series' most iconic and dramatic xenomorph pursuit sequence occurs in Alien Earth Episode 5. After the majority of the crew has perished, a shaken Captain Javeri enters her own survival mode and runs away from a fully grown xenomorph, only to be slain by it in the first episode. Javeri's terrible death scene from Episode 1 is replayed following a titanic battle between the eyeball specimen and a xenomorph. She knocks on a security pod door, but Morrow refuses to let her in. Knowing that all he could do was hang on for dear life, he really closes the door, allowing himself some time to prepare for the Maginot's collision into Earth. Morrow's choice to use Javeri as bait for the xenomorph was cold-blooded and well thought out, despite the fact that he is humanized more than ever in Alien Earth Episode 5. Instead of watching out for the other crew members, his job was to contain and preserve the specimens. As the security officer for the Maginot, Morrow had a responsibility to leave Javeri behind, even though he may not have wanted to. In any case, it would have been useless to try to save Javeri because the impact room could only accommodate one of them. The fact that Yutani's grandmother kindly took him in and provided him a new arm, replacing his palsied one and turning him into a cyborg, further reveals Morrow's deep loyalty to Yutani in the last moments of Alien Earth Episode 5. In addition, he told Yutani that Prodigy should not be trusted and swore to assassinate Boy Cavalier. Future episodes of Alien Earth will include a bloody Prodigy vs. Weyland-Yutani clash headed by an unfettered Morrow, since using force will be the only option to recover those specimens. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more updates.